The 270 version also features bigger brakes and a mechanical limited slip differential on the front axle to help you put the power to the road. However, it also has Michelin Pilot Supersport tyres, which are quite focused, and you'll find that when you put your foot down, particularly in the wet, you do get a bit of wheel spin as it struggles to put the power down to the road. In the dry, meanwhile, there's just a bit of torque steer. I mean, it's all quite exciting stuff. It's not necessarily a complaint, but it is something to be aware of. The steering is quick, but rather numb in terms of feel, which is a shame because with a dedicated suspension setup, including a lowered ride height, wider front track and uprated springs and dampers, the 308 GTI is a very polished car. It's not just There's also 243 pound-foot of torque, all of which means the 308 GTI will get from 0 to 60 in 6 seconds and hit 155 flat out. Now, if you leave it in normal mode, the engine's a bit too quiet, but if you hit sport, you get a bit more volume and it sharpens up the throttle response, but still it's ever so slightly soft, and when you put your foot down, there's a slight pause between that and the engine responding. It then is a quick car though. I would prefer it though if this 6-speed manual gearbox had a slightly shorter throw. How agile or up for it that the 308 GTI feels, it's that it rides well enough and it's quiet enough to be a genuine everyday proposition. It's pretty clear that with this car, Peugeot benchmarked the Golf GTI because it feels almost as well built and just as well rounded. At about £28,000 for this top spec version, it also costs about the same. Thing is, in the Peugeot you get an extra 50 horsepower, and yet it still achieved the same 47 miles per gallon in official fuel tests, which equates to about 37 miles per gallon in real-world driving. We started this review by saying that Peugeot Sport was on a roll, and this 308 GTI does nothing to change that. It might not have quite the same on-the-edge feel as its more recent offerings, but its considered blend of exciting performance and everyday practicality make it an enticing option. For a more extreme